it's Lori, and here's my Throwback Thursday story. So this is a story from when I was a kid. One of the things that my dad was really interested in, my dad and my stepmom, was mushroom hunting. And so he had us read books and like look at pictures so we could identify edible mushrooms, not edibles, because that wasn't a thing when I was a kid. Well, I mean, it was, but it wasn't a legal thing. It wasn't a legal thing. I have to separate that enough. Anyway, but we were looking for this one day. We were looking for chanterelles or morels. I don't remember, and they kind of look similar, if I recall. The thing is, I did not like mushrooms, the kind you buy at the store, the gray ones. If I'm remembering right, my dad told me, or my stepmom, it could have been either of them, told me those are called agaricus bisporus. I don't know, but they would hunt mushrooms and they would find oyster mushrooms, which I did like even when I was very little. But you always have to make sure they're not wormy, and finding them in the wild is quite the adventure. But the trip I remember the best was hunting for the chanterelle. I think it was the chanterelles and not morels. I don't remember. But different mushrooms grow different places. Again, you must know what is and isn't poisonous. You find if, for example, oyster mushrooms, you'll find a lot of them. But if they've gotten very large, almost always they're pretty wormy. And I mean literal worms, not like earthworms. They're different. Personally, I wasn't going to eat them if they had lots of worms in them. Who knows if, because they'd get cooked. They were always sauteed in butter or whatever, especially because I didn't typically care for them. So my dad kind of accommodated. But now I like mushrooms pretty well. The youngest stepdaughter doesn't like them at all. Won't eat them. She'll tolerate, cream of mushroom soup because the little pieces are so tiny. But I was watching somebody's channel, and did you know that some of the companies, the soup companies, the chicken is 3D printed? That freaks me out. Anyway, sorry, everybody's freaking out right now. I talked to my son-in-law about it. He says, yeah, that's a real thing. He explained why it was safe and okay, but not great. Anyway, all right, we're moving on from that. So what you're about to see is the mushroom garden I made for my younger daughter, the one that works at the Botanic Gardens. So my older daughter got the very first cactus pot that I had made, with all the different cacti from that pattern. By the way, down the road, I found a full set, and I had the full instructions, the bag of all the different yarns you need, the bag of polyfill and everything. And because I purchased it all, and I purchased a second set, I will at some point do a giveaway that has the written patterns and all the yarn you need to make the cactus in the little pot at some point. So just keep an eye out. Maybe my potiversary, which I think is at the beginning of August. Who knows? That's probably about right. And by then, the moth infestation should be a non-issue. By the way, guys, you are going to hear about how my yarn has gone on an adventure. Yeah, you're going to hear about it on Friday. Members, I'm going to try to do a live on Thursday, but later today. If you're hearing this on Thursday, May 21st, I'm going to try to do a live that's a members only live where you get the whole story. And then Friday, we'll have kind of a summarized story because let me just tell you, my Wednesday was a day. It was a couple days, even though it was a day. But everything's okay. It's all fine. But my yarn has been on an adventure. And yes. All right. So let's go look at this mushroom garden. This was not from a kit. This was not written patterns. And I think it was from 2 different designers. So I was putting all of this together to create something for my younger daughter with the mushrooms because that's what she wanted. But they didn't have, it was more challenging because they wanted a variety. But anyway, I think it's super cute. And Flynn absolutely insisted on being in the picture, would not let me take a picture without him. So it's Flynn in the picture with mushrooms. All right. See you after. Oh, actually, I'll do the visual parts of my goodbye. Well, I'll do this part. I'll do the hugs part, okay? Hugs from me, my potato head. Hugs from me. Whatever kind of hug you need. Even if it's that kind. Right in my... Even if it's from me. I already said that. My gosh, why is my brain not working? There. All right. Okay. Yes. We will see you after, or you'll hear me with the rest of the goodbye stuff after. Watch for posts, okay? Everything will be in the posts. Watch for them. Okay, here's the mushroom garden. 3 of these patterns were all from the same tutorial video by Liz Fairy Crafts, Lizfaerie. And I believe she has timestamps. Let me double check. Yes. So she shows you the little brown mushroom cap, which you saw, the red Amanita mushroom cap, and the chanterelle. So that the chanterelle is kind of that gold yellow one. The red is obviously the toadstool one, and the little brown one is the littlest on there. And then that 4th mushroom that I put on there, I don't know if I'm going to, so sorry, I don't know if I'm going to be able to find that pattern because I don't remember what mushroom that was. Let me look at the picture again real closely and let's see. Oh, the oyster mushroom. Maybe I can find that. I'll do my best to find the oyster mushroom pattern too. But either way, the Liz Fairy, did I say crafts? It almost sounded like I said something else. That was a little bit of a hiccup there. Sorry about that. What's going on with this? So sorry. I'll delete some of this. I lost the pattern. I'm trying to find the pattern. There it is. Liz Fairy Crafts. I'm over enunciating here. So, like I said, 3 of them are in there and they are timestamps. She did separate out how you do the stems, the spots, and then what it looks like all together. She also has a pattern store on Ravelry, so you might go check her out. I was very happy with her tutorial style, but knowing she has written patterns is very helpful because now I've come to a place in my crochet journey that for me, sometimes I'm genuinely preferring the written pattern. It is, it can be a lot faster for me. So that's been helpful while I'm making the Gabby's Dollhouse items because it's written patterns. That's part of why I went ahead and bought some books in hopes that I actually managed to go ahead and, well, first of all, learn knitting, but like be able to design things based on the written patterns or, you know, stitch patterns or whatever in the book, in the different books I've gotten. And it'll just help me understand structure in general more. I do also have the books I've received from people, including the mini amigurumi from J Paradise. So I will be looking at that once my yarn is not in quarantine and back home from its adventure. So, yeah, my daughter loves this. Oh, I think for the green, I was trying to get them to stand up, but I didn't want them in the pot in like you would like with a cactus. So I was trying to make it like it was on the ground. And I kind of had to make this big circle, kind of look like a teeny tiny putting green. That's what it made me think of. If you're a golfer at all, you know what I'm talking about. Not that I'm much of one, but my dad is. So I folded it kind of into thirds and to kind of have it stand up in the back. That part was kind of in quarters. I don't remember. I was making stuff up. So this is probably where I started really adapting patterns and making my own patterns from other patterns. I did not have enough knowledge at that time to truly adapt and mash together patterns the way I do now. But I remember trying to get something where the mushrooms would stand up was tricky, but it works. Even though the cat's there, he's not in any way holding up the mushrooms. They They sit just like you're seeing them on the table. So anyway, thanks for coming in. Can I get an amen? And remember, you matter and kindness matters. I hope to see you again. Bye.